Warning: MultimediaJay radio style contains controversial content, strongly voiced opinions, and uncensored bluntness. Listener discretion is advised.
And now, the show that really tells it like it is. MultimediaJay radio style. Here's MultimediaJay.
Ladies and gentlemen, blast from the past. Haven't used that intro in literally years. That intro with all the explosions and wrestling voice is actually a pastiche. Trying to get the word right here. Parody versus pastiche, da-da-da. Actually, it is kind of like a parody. It's not like I'm like going after the style of it. Is almost a direct parody, but it's at least a pastiche of the intro to the Michael Savage radio show several years ago with the explosions and the angry talk radio hosts and stuff like that. Yeah, things have changed a lot since then, but what the heck. The last time I talked about the hard drive industry, I used that intro, so let's resurrect the darn thing. So I'm not 100% yet, but I'm like, you know what, heck with it. I'm enough over this cold that I think I can get back on the microphone and try a few things, but hopefully I don't sound too raspy, although my voice most certainly has changed a little since 2012 when I talked about the hard drive industry, or maybe just my recording setup has gotten better with how I process the audio after recording these dumb things. Anyways... Do bear with me. I do have something to drink in the studio today. Aldi's soy milk. Ooh, soy milk. Well, actually, I haven't had plant-based milks in quite some time. This is most certainly not paleo, but I basically cherry-picked what I do for paleo-type stuff in terms of how I eat, because I don't like my diet to be based on pseudoscience and anachronisms. Paleo does have a point, though, that processed food is kind of getting a little overblown in our culture, and simplifying things can actually help you feel better and, you know, eat better as well. So that's pretty much what I've been doing, is eating simpler, so to speak. Indulging when I want to indulge, but my bread and butter meals now consist of something a little more wholesome than like meat and potatoes or something like that. But yeah, usually it's some cheap meat with vegetables. The big change, of course, is the vegetables, which is the perfect filler food. Lots of vitamins, lots of minerals, and many times if you get the right stuff, you don't have to season it in order for it to taste like something. But anyways, yeah, so if you hear me drinking something, I'm just chugging some Aldi soy milk here, which is actually the least beanie tasting stuff that I've ever tasted. I tasted some other store brands from other supermarkets. I've also had the Silk stuff, which, ugh, yuck. Or maybe it's just because I'm drinking vanilla stuff instead of the regular stuff, which usually tastes beanier, but... Yeah, we're not here to talk about the soy milk, actually. We're here to talk about... hard drives, because the hard drive industry continues to disgust me. Last time we talked about the hard drive industry, the Thailand floods were a thing, higher hard drive prices were a thing, and most importantly, in the attempts to bring things back down, to bring prices back down, warranties went down too. So now we're back to the prices that we had a couple of years back-ish or so. I remember back in 2011, actually, I went looking for hard drive stuff from Newegg, and I couldn't find anything in my Newegg order history. And then I remembered Newegg had a big problem with shipping hard drives back then. I might still even be a little suspicious, although they do supposedly have hard drive, they do supposedly have special boxes for hard drives these days if you order one from them. But they had a big problem with RMAs because the stupid shipping crew who loves to just throw packing material in the top of a carton instead of actually packing the order, both top and bottom, with packing material, you know, the proper way. The stupid shipping crew that happens to be working at Newegg just happened to be, doing their thing, and drives are getting RMA'd because bare drives were getting dinged up, and, you know, those things just can't handle mechanical shock when UPS decides to play kickball with them or whatever. So, I'm still a little nervous about buying hard drives from Newegg. Not so sure I want to really do that, but I don't have a shortage of drives, so I have plenty to go back to if the one I get turns out to be a dud because of issues and things like that. But, yeah, so I was actually buying Seagate Barracuda desktop kits from Staples because Staples was actually in the ballpark price-wise for a change. They were selling the Barracuda kits in the stores for like $70 or so, $75. And so I actually went and bought 2 of those over the course of a couple of years to beef up my systems to 1 terabyte. And now, of course, the price on Newegg for a Seagate Barracuda desktop kit is down to $64. So, yay, no more triple-digit 1 terabyte prices like there was after the floods. Of course, 1 terabyte's not an exciting size anymore. I see the guys from like Tech Syndicate and whatnot talking about, yeah, we're just going to throw some 4 terabyte drives in this incredible high-end computer we're using for... I actually still have yet to fill up a 1 terabyte array. I mean, if you're smart with your storage and you actually back your data up, you might have trouble filling up a 1 terabyte data array. So that's actually the thing. I often wonder if I would just simply not back things up like I should if I had like 4 terabyte drives or something like that, or 2 terabyte drives or something along those lines. So when I got to the 1 terabyte mark, I pretty much stopped. I pretty much stopped trying to, and you know, the best thing is that with the SSD now, I'm currently at 200 gigs free on my array. I say array because basically I use a sync program to back up one hard drive to another, and I've been doing that for years in case one of them breaks. So basically, it's kind of like a cheap backup system. I don't use RAID because I don't really want to go to all the trouble. But I basically have been doing this for years, and I'm at 200 gigs. And the reason why I'm at 200 gigs is because I have a very small SSD right now. When I get the Crucial SSD installed, bringing my main system drive up to 250 gigs with a mechanical backup that I will be backing up to in case the SSD conks out again, then I will definitely, and I will probably be able to free up some more space and have hundreds of gigs more. Plus, I have YouTube videos to archive to optical disk as well that I have to get around to one of these years. So, a lot to do, but I still haven't filled up a 1 terabyte array. Anywho, I am hard drive shopping because drive number 1 in the array is from 2011. I didn't get ripped off or gouged after the Thailand floods. So basically what happened was I picked up my last hard drive before the Thailand floods disaster and all the price gouging that took place for a notable amount of time afterwards. But so disk number 1 is from 2011, and disk number 2, or drive number 2, I should say, is from 2009. So we're getting to the ends of warranty periods, and I'm nervous about out-of-warranty drives because I had some very bad experiences with the last days of Maxter, where the Maxter drives that I had back in the early to mid-2000s would literally conk out very, very shortly after their warranty period expired, which is roughly 3 years. So I always prepare, I assume the worst, that these drives will be so cheesy that they'll get to the end of their warranty period and then something goes wrong with them. And if they do better, then that's a pleasant surprise rather than a nasty surprise. That's what the proper backup solution is for anyways, with the backup array as well as the stacks of optical discs to back up to. Although maybe I should invest in more flash media for that. But the problem with flash media is that I already have a thing full of 2 gig SD cards that I could be using, but labeling everything with everything the size of a postage stamp, I mean, I'd need a fine-tipped Sharpie for that. I might try experimenting with a BDR drive or a BDRE drive or something like that, 25 gigs to optical Blu-ray discs, because I do plan on having a Blu-ray combo drive in Monolith. Maybe I could buy the drive early and play with the backup media, but it depends on what the prices on Blu-ray media are like these days and whether that's ever going to come down, because Blu-ray remains an enthusiast format. Plus, Blu-ray as a backup media, no. I'm not so sure I'd want to try that. I mean, I have enough problems with like a fleck of dust or a fingerprint smudge causing my Blu-ray movies to skip. You know, I wouldn't want to be like, oh shoot, I can't access this. Oh darn, there's a tiny bit of fingerprint smudge stuff on there. Let's wipe it off. But I might try it. But well, I sometimes wonder if backing up with optical Blu-ray media right now would be like backing up with CDs back in like 1999 or something along those lines. So what exactly is there for hard drives? Because not only do I have to take into account that this is a newer drive, it needs to have a decent warranty, but I also want I understand now there's performance differences between the various classes of hard drives, because hard drive manufacturers are trying desperately to maintain relevance. They're losing market share all over the place right now, outside of enterprise environments where it's like replacement hard drives on corporate workstations or servers or something along those lines. SSDs are eating into their market share. Flash media's eating into their market share. There's guys like Druaga1 here on YouTube who's like, I'm going to put Windows 2000 on an SD card and using, he actually was using an SD to like SATA PATA adapter to make a solid state old computer or something like that. Oh man, gives me ideas for torturing the Delosaurus at some point, but we'll revisit that later. Okay, that's a reductio ad absurdum. That is totally a reductio ad absurdum. No. People aren't doing like SD SSDs. No, that's just a nerd thing. But anyways, but yeah, then there's cloud storage too. Although I don't really put too much stock in cloud storage. I think it's overhyped because before we can have cloud storage really become a thing, the internet industry in the States needs to be confronted because of their bandwidth caps. Until then, I echo the point of view of Philip Dampier, the author of the Stop the Cap blog, that people who think that cloud storage is going to take over quite literally have their head in the cloud. Zzz. Clouds, whatever you want to say. It's a reference to the old head in the clouds thing, but yeah, cloud storage is overrated at this point. Until bandwidth caps are addressed, it just can't become a thing. And so, but I might try it if, actually no, Frontier doesn't have bandwidth caps. Maybe I should actually try some cloud storage over DSL. Out here in DSL country. Now here's the biggest problem I have with the hard drive industry right now. The prices have come back, but the warranties have not. What the heck's the problem here? I mean, with all the problems that I've had with hard drives that die shortly after their warranty, now your standard warranty is 2 years instead of 3. Initially, the warranties were dropped after the Thailand floods because of quality concerns, because of trying to get the places back up and running and stuff. But the industry has changed. We're almost down to a duopoly, I think. I think nearly every hard drive supposed manufacturer out there is now under either the Seagate or the Western Digital umbrella. So I think we've gotten to like Coke versus Pepsi with that kind of stuff. So, I'm looking at server drives. No wonder I'm like, whatever. But anyways, there's all kinds of hard drives, and apparently there's a performance difference between them nowadays. You wouldn't want to use like a surveillance or an energy-saving hard drive in a gaming rig. So, I don't know whether I want to go with a WD Black because of the 5-year warranty, the only 5-year warranty that I can find on here. I'm actually looking at Seagate stuff right now. Wait a minute. Let's use Newegg Power Search. Who am I kidding? So I'm looking at 1 terabytes because I want to get something that's 1 terabyte. So let's power search over to Seagate, and there's no way to power search by warranty. Well, hot diggity freaking dog. But these are so 1 year warranty for a 32 megabyte cache drive for $150. Oh, it's sold by Go Hard Drive. Newegg needs to get rid of these. Where's the sold by? Let's see. Shoot. Wow. I can't find it. Capacity, condition, useful links. I don't need that. Price, manufacturer interface, seller. There we go. It just wasn't in there. Newegg's supposed take on the Amazon Marketplace I found really not to be all that worth. Okay, there we go. Seagate Barracuda, 1 terabyte, 7,200 RPM, $52. $52, but what's the warranty on it? Because I'm paranoid about hard drive warranties. I don't know whether I want to go Caviar Blue or Caviar Black. I do have an array, and I have plenty of backup drive. Yeah, 2-year warranty. So you have these 2-year warranties where previously there was 5. Do they have anything like, wait, while we're at it, let's go check out the SSHD. Seagate's, we have these awesome SSHDs. I don't know. I'm not so sure, because this drive's going to be a secondary drive for data and games and stuff. I don't know, unless I played like the same game over and over and over again, I don't know if the SSD part of an SSHD would really work. Maybe Caviar Black would be better. But kind of hard drive. Where's the warranty? It's a SSHD, NAND flash. Where is it? Specifications. I actually have to click to the specifications to find out. Okay, this one actually, the SSHD actually has a proper 3-year warranty on it, like we would have seen a couple of years ago. So I really think, though, if I'm going to be messing with Seagate, it would probably be a hybrid drive just to see how it works and stuff like that. Oh, they're sold by Newegg. Where was that earlier? So, manufacturer, let's switch over to Western Digital. Well, actually, no. I already know that Western Digital has a WD Black with a 5-year warranty on it. So, decisions. This is going to be a secondary drive. It will not run an OS, but it will load some games. So, load times are a factor here. So, I don't know if I would play enough games on a regular basis that SSHDs, that I'll actually see the difference in SSHD. Plus, on the 5400, there we go. On the laptop side of things, with 5400 RPMs, come on, where do we pick Western Digital? All right, there we go. On the 5400 RPM side, these drives actually have there are problems where the SSHD is fast until it goes to the mechanical part of the drive and then slogs way down versus the Scorpio Black and whatnot. Western Digital Blue, the Western Digital Blue drive, Customer Choice Award winner for $55. Let's see here. I haven't had a single problem, reliable, I've usually been more of a Seagate person because Seagate was the first of the companies to go to a 5-year warranty. However, there's really nothing of that sort from them anymore. Oh, the 2-year warranty. Seems like 2 years is the run of the mill. So, but this is my question. Why do we still have the deteriorated warranties? The Thailand floods were how long ago now? I mean, seriously. Okay, so we got WD Green, that's power save. Where's the WD Black? Black Series, $75 in the same price range as the SSHD version of it. This is the only 5-year warranty drive on there. So if I want to play by my old rules, it's obviously going to be WD Black because I want the company to put something behind, their product, so to speak. Now, they're going out with a 5-year warranty. I understand there's some performance issues versus WD Blue. But considering my history with hard drives, there have been drives that I have sent out for replacement under warranty, but it'd be nice if I didn't have to. Here's the thing. I'm probably not in a position where I would lose a lot of data, if any. I mean, things are backed up all over the place here. So, but the problem is, do I want to go through the hassle? I mean, it's been more of a hassle with the SSD problems I've had lately than anything else, and rearranging everything to prevent a near disaster like that from happening again, since, SSD marketing and stuff like that. Oh, it's more reliable than mechanical stuff. Well, not always. But I guess I really have to ask, what happened to the warranties? Was it really a matter of money or profits or something like that? But, I mean, the Thailand floods was a long time ago. The prices have come back. Why not go back to 3-year warranties? I mean, seriously. 2 years is standard, except for the WD Blacks, which stand out from the crowd with 5 years. Man, I don't know at this point. I will shuffle some drives around because I want to put a newer drive in the Silver Bullet and see if maybe increased cache or something like that or improved technology helps out with the sluggishness in that system. I may also play with an SSD in there too, just to show that hard drives make more of a difference than RAM with systems like that. But I think I've already shown some proof with that footage I had earlier showing disk usage versus memory usage on the Silver Bullet running Windows 10 technical preview. So, the hard drive industry, it became pretty much a duopoly, and it's been lousy ever since. Not to mention, at work, the biggest problem that I run into with computers is I get calls, my computer is so slow. I go over there and they have a hard drive from 3 or 4 years ago. Who knows? Maybe the drive's on its way out and it hasn't triggered any smart errors, but it's so sluggish. I mean, when I flipped out and I said that sometimes a computer takes 45 minutes to get going, I was referring to somebody with a mechanical drive that was the drive was completely shot. And they literally were waiting 45 minutes before the drive stopped grinding when they started their computer up in the morning. So, hard drives, man. It's just, why are they still around? Oh, wait a minute. The technology is old reliable when it comes to storage, and they have the edge on storage size. And they may still be popular in servers for years to come versus enterprise SSDs, but we'd have to do some more reading on how that technology works out. Whatever, hard drive industry. Anywho, if any of you have any input on any of this, feel free to chime in the comments. Right now I'm leaning towards getting a WD Black drive. I am open to the idea that this might be the last hard drive I buy for something like this because prices are dropping on SSDs. If a 1 terabyte SSD gets down to like the 200-something mark, which is what my very first SSD cost back in late 2011, I might actually consider it. Just got to set aside the money for it. But I'm actually planning on my SSDs being stuff that I bring from computer to computer eventually. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out and how things continue, how the SSD industry continues responding to the duopoly of what's left with the hard drive industry, so to speak. So if you have any comments, go ahead and leave them about what I should do about this. I'm thinking WD Black at this point, but no rush. Both drives in the array, both of the Seagates that I have now, have passed all their disk checks with C-Tools, so I'm not in any rush to go replacing anything anytime soon, but I would like to shuffle some drives around between the array, the plug-in drive, and the Silver Bullet. So, we'll figure it out. Thanks for listening, everybody. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay, signing off. Thanks for stopping by. You're listening to MultimediaJay Radio Style. Don't touch that dial.